Londa Lattimore with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. DryerBuzz on WAOK. You know where to be on Sundays from 4 to 7 p.m. and I think 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Shout out to everybody listening from the East to the West, because you know we rocks the best. I'm telling you, I'm excited about 2015. I will actually be launching a series of workshops, and as you know, like I said, the first Sunday is where we talk about business, we talk about wealth gap, and then we're gonna talk about having cake and eating it too.
I should have brought some cake with me today.
You should have always, girl. Look, always bring food.
Brought some cake.
But those of you, if you are, I know many of you have picked up the book 27 Answers to Create Buzz. As you know, around that book, I have an amazing workshop where we talk about blogging, but blogging for business, how to blog for business. So we've launched a series of workshops, and it's called How to Get Away with Blogging.
Dope.
And the first workshop is the first Monday in February, and you can register today with only a deposit, so you don't have to break the bank yet. But if you go to DryerBuzz.com/HTGAWB, and that's hashtag HTGAWB, how to get away with blogging is for businesses, nonprofits, and the arts. Okay. All of you who ask me every day, how can I create more buzz? You want to be part of this workshop. I mean, they're going to people. It's going to be 3 engaging, interactive hours. People are going to be setting up their YouTube channels. They're going to be doing their Facebook. Mainly, I want you to create an intimate space for which to bring your customers in. Get them out of that noisy social media into intimate spaces where you can close deals, turn those followers into lifetime customers. My business is creating buzz. That's what we do with DryerBuzz. So that's the first workshop of 2014. If you don't have the book yet, you can always get the book at 27answers.com. Go ahead and get started. If you come to the workshop, you get a free book. So, you know, definitely come and get registered for that. And it's only going to be limited spaces. I'm not trying to show 100,000 people how to do it. I've picked a small group, a very intimate space, and the workshop will be ongoing. But you don't want to miss this first one. As you know, each year we try to bring businesses online because the digital customer is where it's at. And I want to talk about some coaching. So cake every day.
Yes, cake every day.
Cake every day coaching, not only for those who have an entrepreneur spirit, because there's a weight that goes with that being entrepreneurial.
It is, definitely. When folks don't pay you on time, you got to worry about checks cashing and all that nonsense. It's probably
exactly. It's a lot. It's
pure and
lot.
simple.
Like I got somebody, you know, they I keep hearing they want me at the event, but they ain't call me.
Pick up the phone, which is
everybody around town. Oh, I hear you gonna be held. They ain't call me.
Who does that?
You know?
Yeah.
Folk do that.
But you know what? It's interesting because that's some of the tools. Those are tools. We've gotten away from the tools of business.
Well, give us some tools. It's 2015.
If 2015.
We see how easy it is. But give us some tools.
Well, some of the things I like to incorporate both in coaching and for business coaching is to remind people of the importance of connecting to the people they want to meet, right? One of the things I did when I first moved to New York to pursue a career in entertainment, I didn't really know a lot of people. But my objective was, I was very specific in my objective and goal, and I encourage people to be specific. I know that a lot of times you call a label, you want to talk to someone, their assistant answers the phone, they'll call you back. My goal was to have them answer the phone to tell me they will call me back. That doesn't sound like a big goal, but trust me when I tell you, when you're picking up the phone and you're trying to reach Monty Littman or Sylvia Rohn or whatever, the goal is for Sylvia to respect you enough to pick up the phone and say, Raychelle, I'm in a meeting. Give me a few minutes. I'll hit you back. Or let so-and-so know what you need and I'll get back to you next week. Big difference.
Love that. I love that.
Big difference.
Because that happens to me all the time. One of the things, and one of the things that tells me that I've done something right is I don't have to introduce myself or give a litany of who I am and what I do. And when I do make those calls, but it took some getting there.
Right, but there's things that you had to put in place in order for that to be your platform, right?
But see, I find that people don't want to spend that time because like people go, well, you know, how did you get on radio? It's a 20-year relationship I've been nursing.
Yeah, and you nurture that. And how do you do that? You write handwritten letters. You pick up the phone and call people. You invite people for tea or coffee or what, there's things. You get FaceTime. Right. You FaceTime with people. And I don't mean Apple. Okay. I mean, sit face to face.
Because I was like, really?
Let me FaceTime this person.
Exactly.
You sit face to face with people because a lot of this is about energy. They feel you. It's just like how you sell records. You do signings and meet and greets because the record buyer feels like, I know them, I'm going to buy their record.
And see now, and people can do that with social media now. I mean, when we introduce ourselves now, I mean, you could be standing there giving your elevator pitch and somebody's Googled you.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they find you.
Yeah.
So that's possible, but how do we we're going to take a call, but think about and tell us, how do we get the person to believe that they have that kind of power now? That you're not operating blindly anymore. People really know you. But let's go ahead and take a call from Todd from Dunwoody. Todd, you want some cake every day?
Hey, Yolanda, I actually wanted to hear a response to the question you just gave her, and then I had something I wanted to say. But can I hear that first?
Okay. The response.
Well, it was just some of the things you mean as far as nurturing those relationships?
What she just asked you?
Yeah, so how do you do that? Like I mentioned, handwritten notes. You'd be surprised how people respond to handwritten notes. They don't get them anymore. A phone call. And I don't mean, here's the other, okay, let me just skip to this because this is just, I had a light bulb.
Let it out.
When you are interacting with someone in a group of people, when you're networking, hand them your card, look them in the eye, shake their hand, and keep it moving.
Wait, no speech?
No speech, no talk about what you're doing. Keep it moving. They respect that. They know that you follow up with them within a week with a handwritten note. Remember me. They will remember you because guess what? The other 10 cats they met had them hostage talking about their project and what they need them for.
Ooh, like in the movie Hitch when he bought her to drink, and kept it moving.
Yes. Here's the other thing. When you walk into a room full of people that you need, make sure that you have something to offer. So it's about reciprocity in networking in 2015.
And I tweeted that this morning. You kind of came
did.
at me, but
no.
I mean, it was okay.
When I say reciprocity, I mean if Yolanda has me on her show, guess what? I can have Yolanda on my show next week.
Rock that.
You know what I'm saying?
Rock
so
that.
Have something that you're bringing to the table. People respect that as well. Whether they utilize it or not, trust me, it goes in the database.
So now in the networking, when we all go, because Atlanta is good for these networkings every week, give them the card. Here's what we're missing. Don't hold them hostage.
Don't hold them
hostage. Okay. They don't need your elevators pitch because they're not listening. And I don't know where elevators
because they have about 50 cards in their hand.
Right. But what do people do in the elevator? They ignore everybody. Okay, but you also had a question, Todd.
Did I answer it for you, Todd?
Well, I just want you to answer her question. Yes, you answered her question, but that wasn't why I was calling.
Okay, got it.
I didn't
why are you calling?
I didn't want to come in the middle of your flow.
No worries.
Like
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I did want to say something since you addressed it. I feel that although you're accurate in your assessment as far as how to handle things, nurturing relationships, keep in mind it's relative to the industry. In the entertainment industry, that probably works. But in the medical field or engineering field, you're handing off your card to somebody. They want to talk with you. They want to get a better understanding of what you know as opposed to who you are.
And you'll get a feel for that. Yeah, you have to know where you are and that's just about having common sense in that space.
And they'll talk to you. They'll talk to you for a couple minutes, just like they would talk to somebody else for a couple minutes because they don't really want your card if they don't know that you know something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I say card for lack of a better word. Anytime you have someone's space and their attention, you maximize that time and space. That's what I mean. Like if they ask you, of course, be ready to answer.
And what I was calling the comment about before I heard Yolanda put that question out was that I spend a lot of time in D.C. and D.C. is a good example of this. It's the most employable city in the country of the major cities, and the business occupancy is like at the 97% rate, partly because it's the federal government. Okay, and the reason why a lot of folks are working minimum wage jobs is because the competition is pushing people down so much, and there's a lot of automation. There's a lot of jobs. If you go into any grocery store in Atlanta, this is nationwide. If you go to any major grocery store in Atlanta now, at least 2 of the counters now don't even have people there because you could do it's self-check. Well, somebody's not working those counters now, and that works from McDonald's and the grocery stores all the way up to major corporations where they work mid-level management. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of folks are working these jobs. And Yolanda, I feel what you're saying when you say that when you were talking about minimum wage. But this is just me talking. I ain't trying to sway you. My feeling is it's not so much the profits of the company as much as it is what it costs for for people to live in that individual area. Just like in New York, the minimum wage is a little bit higher than it is in Georgia. But I don't necessarily know that it needs to be that much higher or that much lower. You follow me? It just depends on what it costs to live and to what degree you're using minimum wage. They can make a general assessment of what minimum wage is set up to supplement, because it's not to raise family. Avery had that right. You follow me?
I got you.
And I think that would be the better way to look at it. But keep in mind what I said, though. The competition is pushing a lot of folks down that just weren't prepared to compete on that level.
All right. Well, I do thank you, Todd, for calling in and supporting the
Thanks,
show.
Todd.
And my thing is, it's still the word minimum. It's somebody somewhere is doing the minimum. Either the company in paying the minimum, the person in only skill setting themselves to the minimum, and then the lawmakers, passing these little quick laws.
That's why they're trying
the
to use
minimum.
living wage more. You start to hear that more because it takes away that negative connotation.
Because it's all about language, and we're going to keep the language going right here on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
This is Dr. Charles H. Jackson, Sr. of the Impact Project, encouraging you to be vocal, victorious over cancer and in life, and also listen to The Buzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, you're back. DryerBuzz on WAOK. We're trying to figure out how to have cake every day. Mahalia and I have been racking our brains since we got a cake every day coach up in here, Mahalia. We've been racking our brain because we know what we want this first Sunday to be, to really kind of help people set off their month. And it comes because I'm an entrepreneur. Of course, we want to come from an entrepreneur spectrum, but we have those who got to go back in the cubicle nation in the morning.
Absolutely.
And there's some kind, and let me tell you, I know there's some weight that comes down on you on Sunday when you know you got to go back to cubicle nation. You've enjoyed yourself. You squeeze that life into the weekend.
I will tell you this. One of the things that is instrumental in me being able to walk into any office building and sit behind any cubicle is, and I take this from my master coach, Sylvia High from Aiming High, make everything that you do a choice. It's my choice to get up and go make this money tomorrow, right? Because as soon as you're like, I have to go to this job, it has a whole different connotation. And it also takes away your power to not go to that job anymore. So if you decide next week, guess what? I want to start doing my own thing. And when you're stuck in the have to, it's not an option. So keep everything a choice, as hard as that sounds. Make sure that everything is still a choice, because it really is. You don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
You don't have to.
And I know for me, Tuesdays was always my favorite day, because it's like, you get through Monday, but then I said, you know what, I'm going to start being happy on Monday. So I started doing the thing. Thank God it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday.
And apparently it worked. If I put out the perception that I just love Mondays, everybody
Mondays set you up for the rest of your week, though.
It does.
You can determine on Monday what the rest of your week looks like.
Right. And if you work hard on Monday, you really got the rest of the week. Because see, I'm being that my livelihood and my life is on the internet. Usually I'm sitting there because everybody goes to work on Monday. They're working real hard, so I don't have anybody to play with until everybody get off. I'm literally sitting there like watching the clock, waiting for it, because I know when they get off, they jump online.
Right.
They don't play with Monday. Now Tuesday they'll be online with me all day. I know. I see y'all out there on the blog at DryerBuzz.com. I can tell y'all enjoy the rest
slacking.
of the week. But Monday, it's like I don't have nobody to play with. So I'm
it's
like,
not a game on Monday.
Right.
It's not a game. It's not a game.
Now, so go back to your tips.
Oh, so we talked a little bit about the importance of connecting with people.
Yes.
Being in people's space, FaceTime, not meeting Apple,
right,
but FaceTime, like sit down and talk to folks.
Give the business card and walk away.
Right.
Don't hold them hostage.
And as Todd said, in some instances, people may want to talk to you. That's fine. Just be prepared for that. But what I mean is, like, don't hold people hostage. If you see that there's 20 people waiting to talk to this person, step aside. Give them your information, make it brief, keep it moving. Right. People appreciate that. That you respect their time for that. I talked about the notes, and I talked about nurturing nurturing and developing those. Don't let those relationships from 2014 be just hanging in the. Follow up. Yeah. Okay. Follow up and say, listen, we touched base in October. It's a new year. Looking forward to, discussing with you what we can do moving forward, that type of thing.
Right.
And journaling is a key that I use across every platform in life, because one thing about journaling is it allows you to see your growth both personally and in business. So if you go back and look at what you wrote about yourself 3 months ago, you can see the growth patterns.
Hopefully.
You can. Well, we're gonna claim.
We're
gonna claim some growth.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be able to see that, right? And we'll be able to look back and say, okay, this didn't work for me. Let's try something different. The other thing is the power of the written word. Right. It makes things tangible.
Right.
And it also helps to bring in that power of attraction, those laws of intention and laws, all that stuff. So that's one of the benefits, I think, of journaling.
Right.
Both for personal and business.
But see, no, here's my thing, because I go to enough events and they give you great notebooks. Went to Oprah's thing, nice journal. Okay, and Oprah's gift pack ain't no joke, right?
Of course.
And then of course, shout out, a couple of planners and all this kind of stuff. What I found in journaling was it required a level of honesty.
Of course, but it's a safe. But here's the thing about journaling: it's a safe
What's
place.
my wall there that I don't want to write it?
It's vulnerability.
Okay.
You have to open yourself up and allow yourself to pour onto that piece of paper. You will be a better person for it. Trust me when I tell you, it's a safe place to be honest.
Okay, wait, help me with that, because it didn't feel safe.
Well, yeah, but that's your own filters.
I was getting ready to write, and I was like, what if something happened to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't password protect paper.
Stick it under your mattress.
No, I don't want to. I don't. See,
No,
I
put it
want to do
somewhere.
it pencil and paper.
Look, make it look like a recipe book. Does anybody in your house cook before you?
I'm the
Stick
one
it between
that don't know what's going on in the kitchen.
Stick it between the Betty Crocker.
But I mean, seriously, the anxiety over being honest with pen and paper.
Right. But you know what? I beg you to examine whether that's just honest, period, or honest with pen and paper. Because a lot of times we move around the world and we're not honest or authentic about who we really are and what we really want. So that journal is a place for that. And if you have to carry it in your purse every day, then you do that. But find that place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it is
even
safe.
if it's for a week, it's a safe place. And
what does it do getting that out of my head? Will it stop going over and over in my head when I write it down?
So it depends on your head. I'm not in there, so I don't really know what's going on. But usually, once you get it on paper, and you may even journal. You may even find yourself journaling the same thing, over and over again.
That tells you got to do something with it.
It's just a lesson in it. That's it. And when you get it, you move on to the next thing.
Okay.
But I would allow. And here's a way to start if you want to be safe. Start with a gratitude journal for 21 days. This is my challenge to Yolanda, y'all, on the air.
Oh, to me, just me.
Just you. And anyone else listening, they can do it too.
All right.
For the next 21 days, I want you to journal once a day about what you're grateful for that day.
A gratitude journal. Okay. That's going to take us right around to January the 25th.
Okay.
And I've yet to announce it, but okay. We'll do something.
So watch what happens in 21 days. So be mindful of, right? 21 days.
Because you say when I wake up, I've got my cake. I just need to find my gratitude.
That's it. So are you walking 3 miles for clean water?
Huh?
Is your electricity on?
For 30 days, yeah.
Did your kids wake up?
Right, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much. And then what happens is when we do the big things that we're grateful for, it forces us to look at the little things that we take for granted all the time. So once you get the car, the house, the kids, the dog, the man, whatever, then you're like, wait a minute, what else am I grateful for?
I wish my dog could tell me some stuff he's grateful for. Me and this dog, we just go out. It's my son's dog, and he only wants to come to me during the storm.
Listen,
and I just have an issue with that.
They're a mess. We don't want to talk about dogs because mine is a hot mess and she needs a job. But I digress. That's another show.
Right. A whole another show.
That's another show. But now, try that 21-day
Let me ask you this. You know this, how? How and why do you know this?
Because it's been my experience.
Okay.
In order for me to get out of that dark place that I was in. And I will tell people on any given day, I didn't do this on purpose. It wasn't like, you know what, let me meditate. It was a survival mechanism. I didn't have a choice. I felt like if I didn't sit still, my head was going to explode.
Okay.
So I stumbled upon these things as ways to heal myself.
Okay.
And then lo and behold, 10 years later, I contribute to a book that tells my story, and it begins a healing process for other people. I had no idea. And not until I wrote that book was I clear that I went through that not for me, but for them.
What's the name of the book?
It's called How the Fears Handle Fear.
That's right. The
The
anthology.
second book is a journal called Your Daily Slice Journal. Find something to celebrate about your life every single day.
Wow. All right.
That's on
If
Amazon,
you got
y'all.
questions for Raychelle, if you've got a business, just any kind of questions about your vision, your mission, you got to go to Cubicle Nation in the morning, and you want to figure
Cubicle
out
Nation.
how to keep those walls,
How to keep it a choice.
half walls, how to keep it a choice, how to make Monday a good choice. Waking up knowing you got cake, and all you got to do is find gratitude.
That's
Call
it.
in 404-892-2703 or use the hashtag DryerBuzz on WAOK. During this break, go to Instagram, check out the video that I just posted of Raychelle giving us some buzz. News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Go now to DryerBuzz.com and follow @DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Hashtag Atlanta Style with Yolanda Lattimore and DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, welcome back to DryerBuzz on WAOK. It is 2015, y'all. I got to sit in on Friday. One of the questions we asked, I mean, did you ever, is 2015 where we thought we'd be? We talked about the fact that, the Jetsons, we don't have the flying. We do have, the thing about it is the flying cars are out there. We just can't all afford them right now. They are out there. I mean, they're somewhere between a helicopter and a plane. But still, and like I'm watching these billionaires because I love watching C-SPAN and CNBC, and they always talk about these things. These billionaires, people who got all this money, they just trying to develop these things. Like this guy's trying to develop this vacuum transportation system, like on the Jetsons. You know how they end up upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody literally out there now trying to develop that. More power to him. Hire
Yes.
me. But all of this stuff is out there. And so did you really think, what are your thoughts about 2015? Like, I'm like, people trying to get this electric car, like this guy, he had this big whoop to do about this huge battery that goes on the bottom of the car, makes the car electric, like golf carts ain't been around forever.
We have electric cars.
Right, but even better than electric cars, I mean, we got golf carts, you just plug them into the regular
That's it.
outlet. You don't have all that stuff. Just give me
Nothing
permission.
fancy.
Just give me permission to drive the golf cart.
Nothing
See, that's
fancy.
what I'm saying. It's like, why are you fighting the law that I can't get on the expressway in a golf cart because you want me to buy the $30,000 to $60,000 electric car when I can go get a $500, $600?
Does it keep up with the flow of traffic?
I don't care if it does
Okay.
or not. I'll be
We take the access road.
You won't even. I remember going to Cubicle Nation. I used to pass the Chattahoochee 3 times, and I'm like, how come I can't just take a boat on the Chattahoochee?
There you go.
It's like,
well, you know what?
I'm always thinking like, because I'm
Make it
always
happen.
looking for
Create
gratitude.
it. Do
there
it.
you go. Create it. She
Listen,
says.
that I encourage people to work out of purpose, right? And right. So, sorry. So, there's a difference between working for yourself,
Right.
and working from yourself.
Explain.
Right. Working for yourself, you have a contractor. They still determine.
Right.
Right. Working from yourself, though, is that you're walking in your passion.
Okay.
So the difference between that might be someone that works for, like myself, for example, as someone that was doing PR and marketing. I had clients, I would do the work for them. But I would always find myself back to the meditation piece, the Reiki piece, the healing piece, which was my purpose. So now when I do that for people, I feel like it's an extension of who I am because that's part of my purpose. I'm working from myself, not just for myself. And when we get to that stage, then they can't tell us nothing. We just be working.
Now explain
Just living and
Reiki,
enjoying.
because you mentioned it a couple of times.
Oh,
What is-
Reiki. So Reiki is it's old Japanese, right? It promotes healing. It promotes relaxation, and there's lots of different ways to do it. Some people do it hands-on. Some people do it hands-off. But basically, you're laying on a massage table or Reiki table, and it helps to clear and balance your chakras, right? And you said you're familiar with chakras.
I've heard of it,
Each
yeah.
one has a color. We really have lots of chakras, but the main ones we have 7.
What color do you see for me right now?
That's an aura, and I can't. I don't even know what that is.
Is it that deep? Girl, look, don't tell me it's that deep.
You talking about an aura? That's the whole. Okay. I'm gonna need some stuff. No, I'm just joking.
Lord! All right. If you have a question for myself, because like I said, we want to help you kind of jumpstart your year, and I help you create buzz. And Raychelle is gonna help you have cake every day, and she does coaching. And we talked about doing the 21-day gratitude journal. 21 days. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna get that started. But if you have questions, call in 404-892-2703 or use the hashtag DryerBuzz on WAOK or just at DryerBuzz, and we'll let her answer some of those questions. Then, of course, we try to keep the conversation going before, during, and after the show. And this is really divine intervention that she's here today. I was excited to get in here and do the show just because of the week that I've been having. So I'm going to ask all the information I need to get my year started. But a lot of times, let me ask you this, because this has always been a good debate. People thinking that just because the year changed, does that mean that we should have some kind of epiphany? We should have some new resolutions, or should we just kind of continue as we were flowing? How do you know? Well,
I try to live in daily gratitude every day. So I try to be present to right now. Because we have a new year, I get it in terms of setting goals and what you may want to accomplish by the end of said year.
Right.
But really, I'm in the space now where I break that down in like daily.
Okay.
Like by the end of this week, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I think it's helpful if you have a bigger picture, like you know what your goals are for a bigger picture.
Right.
Sometimes when we put those time restraints on it, we judge ourselves.
Okay, too harshly.
Because there's some things that we don't have any control over.
Okay.
Right. So, but if we are working toward our goal every single day, or we putting some effort toward that goal at least once or twice a week, you can't beat yourself up for that.
Right.
And so you may reach that before the end of 2015. You may reach that in April.
Right.
So I wouldn't do it in blocks of time so much as the space that you're in, the space that you have. Because you'd be surprised. We underestimate ourselves a lot.
I think we do. And I like how you said don't put the time restraints on there, but just something every day. Language wise, I found a lot of people get caught up and hung up on the language. And I come from an entrepreneur side to that. And I'm always thinking of networking, even with, like I said, Mahalia and I were trying to kind of define the show. Like, I don't want anybody to be broke no more. We all know what that feels like, but it wasn't coming across in the brain. So we had to change up the language, and we started talking about the wealth gap and all that. But how important is the language? I saw somebody posted on Facebook. It said, parents, what you tell your children becomes their inner voice. So what are some of the languages that we might need to change? Words we just need to toss out.
Well, you just open up a whole big old Pandora's box, because a lot of times our language comes from our filters. Our filters come from our core belief about ourselves, which typically comes from the conversations we have or people have about us when we're very little. Right. And at that age, we don't know how to determine whether or not we want that to land or not. Like, that doesn't work for me, that you're dumb, that you're not going to be anything, that you are an underachiever. We don't know how to take those words and move them away from us. So we begin to label ourselves with those words, and those words become our definition. Until we get to, and I always tell my clients, until today. Right? Until today. So until we learn how to take those words that don't serve us anymore, because we know at this stage what serves us and what doesn't serve us. And we know this. Why are you hitting this brick wall? Well, let's stop. Let's examine our conversation about ourselves and who we are and how we show up in the world. So the conversation of lack. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. I need to do the X, Y, Z. No, you don't need to do anything, but choose that for yourself if that's what your heart desires, if that's what you really want to do. But there's an exercise that I do with clients that take them back to, I call it giving people their stuff back. The stuff that no longer serves you, those conversations that were had about you when you were little, give them back. They don't serve you anymore. Put them in a nice little bow and give it back. Well, how do you do that? It can come in the form of journaling a letter to someone that's hurt you. You may never have a face-to-face conversation with them, but you don't have to. In some instances, they can do a face-to-face and say, listen, when you told me this, it was hurtful. It shows up in my personal life. And trust me, what you do in personal life shows up in business. That's why it's so important to clear some of that personal stuff up so that you can really excel in business.
Okay, now when you write that letter to that person, do you actually give the
You
letter?
don't have to.
You don't have to.
You
just
can
wanna
if you
release
want.
it.
It's a release. It's a release. And then but what you have to do after you release it is rewrite your story. Because guess what? It's your story.
My aunt told me that one time. I was
Rewrite
complaining
it.
about something, she being the forthcoming person. Get a new story.
Get a new story.
So rewrite the story. And in rewriting the story again, there's that honesty piece.
Exactly.
That authentic piece,
That you keep stumbling over.
Right. Why do we stumble? why do we stumble over being authentic, being our authentic selves?
Because a lot of us aren't really happy with our authentic self, or we don't think we are, or we've been told that it's not enough. Again, back to that conversation, that core, conversation.
Right.
You'd be surprised what you pour out on that paper.
Wow. Because I think when people ask, and women and men spend millions of dollars each year trying to go to the right conference or whatever, trying to get that piece. But it's just something, is it really just something that's already there? We just don't want to hear it? Or
It's internal. Nothing you need is external.
what is the one secret, like, I know I know having confidence and all of that, but for somebody who really, really wants to turn it around, the first step is what?
There's two.
Okay.
Love and gratitude.
Wow. And now, it sounds easy. It sounds simple.
Okay.
Here's me. In my head, when you say the words love and gratitude, it didn't just encompass me. It's like this whole audience over here on my shoulder, it have to come from somebody?
Well, here's the thing about love. You can't do nothing about that. Love is who you are. So whether you acknowledge that or not, that's on you.
There's a word bouncing, and the more you talk, there's a word bouncing around in my head.
What's the word?
Control.
Right. The fear of letting go.
That fear thing again.
Vulnerability.
See. Okay,
Let
when we
it
come
go.
back. Well,
Sounds like mama's not the only one vain.
Ooh, she threw me under the bus with 2 gallons of diesel, and we're gonna get with that one on the way when we come back. She's talking about something. I'm not, as much as I am out there in social media, Raychelle is something saying it's something I'm not sharing with y'all. We're going to talk about my authentic self when we come back, and hopefully we talk y'all. Somebody help me. 404-892-2703. News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
It's your boy Big Sweet of the ATL Falcoholics. Even when I'm rising up at the Georgia Dome, I'm listening to DryerBuzz Sundays, 4 to 7 p.m. on News and Talk Radio, 1380 WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, you're back. More authenticity on DryerBuzz. Do y'all like that? We're gonna have a year of authenticity. Okay, we're gonna do a year of authenticity. We're gonna start first with 21 days of a gratitude journal, so that we can recognize that when we wake up, we still have cake. Only one place to get the buzz behind the buzz like this. You should be at DryerBuzz.com, because not only are we gonna post the archive of the show with all these jewels and gems and great information that Raychelle is sharing with us, but she's got us believing that we can have cake every day coaching. Before we take another caller, Raychelle, tell people how to follow you and what's your website.
It is, you can reach me at Raychelle LeBlanc. Let me spell that for you. RayChelle LeBlanc LEBLANC.com. That site it hosts all of the things that I do, like from meditation, Reiki, all that stuff. It's listed on the site. I blog on occasion, so I will be at your workshop because I need some pointers.
Okay.
And I'm currently in school for nutritional therapy, so there's a lot of stuff that I share about that.
Very important
part of the balance piece, the mind, body, spirit balance.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it. And I just remember you tweeting an event one time, and I said, I'm going. And I just remember walking in the room, and it had to be like 100 people in that room. And you saw me hit the corner, came over, gave me, and I love authentic hugs, and I was like, okay, where do I know this woman from? But you're just such a gracious spirit, and I almost went negative with my year today, right? Remember, I did a post because you said there's something going on in my timeline that I'm really not something I'm not putting out there, but I was posting that I needed to book some panels. I'm only going to use people who give back.
Right.
Reciprocity.
Right.
I'm tired of giving, and folk just take. And you were like, "That's your criteria."
That was exactly what I posted.
All
That's your
she
criteria.
said.
Period. Question mark.
Right, and I was like, okay, right. Short, sweet, and simple.
That was, but I really wanted to know.
Right, and from there we went into the inbox. I said, "Okay, well, what are you doing today?" And he was like, and here we are, divine intervention.
Divine intervention,
and
absolutely.
Marilyn wants some of this divine. Marilyn wants some cake every day.
All right,
and
Marilyn.
so we're gonna talk to Marilyn, and she's on. All right, hey Marilyn, thanks so much for calling and supporting the show. How are you? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. You know, I always start off the new year with a bang, Yolanda, because January 1st is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. You all are just talking right up my alley. I love journaling. I'm a certified journal writing instructor, and I look forward to taking part in the 21-day gratitude program and then introducing you all to the 49 Days to Fabulous.
All right.
We work together, and I just love the authenticity. I can't wait to partner, work with you, and spread the word. So I just wanted to let you know I'm listening every Sunday. I love what you do, the blogging. I will definitely be there because I've got the blog, but I want to make it better so I can be like you.
Nice. Because the one thing and that was like finding my purpose is like, there's a lot that I do. There's a lot I know how to do. But last year for my 2014, because it was my 12th year blogging, hashtag 12, not 12th year blogging, but 12 years at DryerBuzz.com. I had to like sit down and say, what is the one thing that I know how to do? And that was create buzz. That was it. I know how to take an idea and say, hey, here's how to buzz it. So I had to commit to that. And I remember I had, my brand was kind of like all over the place. I was dabbling this, that, and the other, and I had to like bring it back in. So tell us, Raychelle, is like, when you bring, and thanks so much, Marilyn, and we're gonna be in touch with Marilyn because we want, after we do this 21 days,
we're gonna be 49 days,
right? And I love her 49 Days to Fabulous plan, and she said she's gonna do it for my birthday. Well, we done missed that 2 years in a row. So I got to get on the ball with Marilyn because she's, first of all, she's a gorgeous sister.
Oh, nice.
And she's got this gorgeous gray hair.
Oh
my God! And she's been rocking Frozen before Frozen.
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
and I love it. Beautiful spirited sister. I just love all of this energy around. But you said that there's something in my social media, even though I consider myself to be an open book. I'm sharing every day, all day. There's something I'm not.
Well, because when we lack vulnerability,
is that what
we
lack
play
so
small.
Seriously? Is that what it is?
I don't know. You tell me. You already know.
See what I'm dealing with right now. I've literally had to sit down and say what I came to probably this morning is I have the perception that people don't want to be needed.
Fear.
Back to fear. I mean, but if I look back through my life and childhood and all my friendships, relationships, there are people that have come to me and will lay down their life for me. But my perception is that people don't want to be asked for anything, that people don't want to be needed. We ain't gonna go where I get that from. You and I go there personally and privately. But that is where I am.
Right. As
me in numerology 5, me being a Scorpio.
Yeah.
All of these, in essence, in that those voices from childhood, like you said, that's the inner me is that people don't want to be needed, and everybody
or that people don't want to be bothered by you.
Inconvenience
by you.
There's a lot of work. Okay, Raychelle wants me to own that, but that they don't. I mean,
right.
that's
but what does that say about you?
Well, that's what we want to find
out.
What does that say about me?
So
Raychelle?
What that says is, all the stuff that you're saying, and I've only been here since 5.
And you didn't figure me out.
No, I haven't figured you out.
Okay, but that's the piece you pick up on.
Well, I hear the fear and I hear the vulnerability, and even though you play a big game, right? You play a pretty big game. But imagine if those things weren't there. Imagine your platform.
Wow. I don't need you empowering.
No, but I'm saying you would be playing a much bigger game.
Much bigger game if I didn't have
the fear that you keep. It's a roadblock for you.
It's a roadblock. because I won't ask.
The fear of what if I'm rejected? What if
Right.
I give all of I am and it's not accepted? It doesn't
Well, see,
matter because
it's funny
people
you
bring you
say
soup in the
that.
hospital. They accept
Right.
it.
They accept it. And shout out to look. They like, okay, now she need to give us a shout out. Shout out to Diaz Allen and my homie loving friend. I love you guys so much. Well, not my homie loving friend, but my just bestest friends. Brought me. I tweeted that I wanted some soup. And, of course, the person you expect to bring the soup is like, ain't it a cafeteria downstairs? But then these other two brought me a bag of soup.
Right.
It's like, we didn't know which flavor. Sat there with me, talked with me, let me release all I had to release.
Which goes back to my second part of the post from today, which is it'll come from somewhere else.
It will come from somewhere else, not to expect it from where,
It'll come from somewhere else.
Awesome. Look. I told y'all this is divine intervention. There would be a healing. I thought I was coming in here to tell y'all how to 27 answers how to get buzz. 27 answers how to create buzz.
It all applies because when you play your much bigger game, those things that you think about now will not be a part of the conversation for you. Right. It's about moving forward and embracing the people that are embracing your gift.
Okay. Enough therapy for me. 404-892-2703. We got to get ready to wrap. This has been the best. This has been the absolute best. I mean, I am leaving here knowing more than I came. And I hope listeners, I hope you guys are knowing more. All right. So for those of us that are going to start our 21-day gratitude journal, how can first word you said was connect.
Yes.
How do I connect? We did this. We absolutely just did hashtag cake every day.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I'm on Facebook. Raychelle, my name on Facebook. From the website, you can email me from RaychelleLeBlanc.com. But I do have a cake every day on Facebook as well. There's a cake every day page where I drop daily slices. It's called the Daily Slice.
Daily Slice.
The little affirmations that I give every day.
Okay.
They're on the site as well. So from Facebook, it's Raychelle LeBlanc on Facebook.
Okay.
You can, if you Google me, everything will come up. Twitter, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. All that stuff will come up. Right. And then my name at gmail.com if you have any specific questions. You keep saying my name, but Raychelle LeBlanc. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me spell that again. RaychelleLeblanc. All right. At gmail.com.
I hate to let you go.
No.
I hate to let you go.
We'll come back. I can come back anytime.
We're definitely going to continue the conversation. If you want to do the 21-day gratitude journal with us, if you're going to do it digitally online, I'm going to get authentic with a pen and paper.
There you go.
Okay, and get rid of some of this fear that I have. And I'm going to start asking. That's what she's challenged me to. Start asking, letting people in a little bit more than I tweet now. But be authentic with it. Because I've had to go through something this week, and let me tell you, on the end of this week, there's a whole different set of people there that I didn't know that were
Absolutely.
there. And I appreciate you for it. I appreciate you answering the call and coming on the show.
Anytime. You guys are awesome.
Website, one more time.
RaychelleLeBlanc.com.
All right. Only one place to get the buzz behind the buzz, and there's more buzz when we come back with more news and talk 1380 WAOK.
Hashtag HairSheBuzz. Get the buzz behind the buzz with Yolanda Lattimore with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Hashtag Atlanta Style with Yolanda Lattimore and DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, let's get ready to wrap it up. DryerBuzz on WAOK. You know, this is where you need to be on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, because we go all over the world, but we're always live from Atlanta. Everybody loves Atlanta, and we try to give you the buzz behind the buzz. At the beginning, before, during, and after each show, you want to be at DryerBuzz.com so you can kind of get a little bit of a syllabus or some idea of what we plan to talk about. But then we invite great people in, like we had Terrence, and who talked about the fact that we probably need to ride over and check out Terrence. Terrence is, living on top of this bus for 30 days. He's got about 9 days to go. He is raising money, people, money. He wants to turn the bus into a mobile makeover center. I mean, think about all the great things we have in Atlanta. Just to know that we could have a bus that rides around providing dignity to people. They jump on the bus, they get a haircut, they'll be able to shop. I mean, he's talking about retrofitting this idea. And just think, there are people who are getting off this mega bus over here. There are people who are coming out of shelters every day, can go and jump on the bus, get a haircut, get a new outfit, and go out and change their life. We're talking about restoration. That's a serious conviction. And I love the fact that he could go home to his family and say, I have this kind of conviction to start, not only, not just do it, but start a nonprofit, which he has. It's called lovebeyondwalls.org. You can go there, click the link for mobile makeover, and go over and see how you can help. You don't always have to give money. I mean, he's got to have clothing. He's got to have different things that people need. We all are not so far from need, so we know what's going on. And that's the thing. I want people to stop acting like you don't understand what people are in this society. Yeah, I have my opinions about minimum wage, but I completely understand about making minimum wage. I completely understand about living wage and cubicle nation and all of these things. We're all not so far from it. We live in a grand old time, no doubt, because there's much opportunity out here, but it takes confidence. It takes getting over your fear. And we had Raychelle LeBlanc to follow up with him. And she gave us not only great conversation for the beginning of this year, but she's given us a challenge, and that is to have the 21-day gratitude journal. When you wake up, she says, that's the cake. Now you just have to find the gratitude. So I want you to join me. And I send a tweet early in the morning. I usually start out with hashtag media apartheid as I'm watching the news. But before I do that, and you hold me to it, before I do that, before I jump off and I start telling you all the things that's wrong with the world and how we're going to fix it, I am going to challenge myself to do a hashtag cake every day gratitude. I'm going to find something that I have gratitude about, that's something that I enjoy, something I'm thankful for. And I think that'll do something more to our spirit. So let's kick that off tomorrow morning, Monday morning, when we all get back to life. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. All right. The book, don't forget, 27 Answers to Create Buzz. You can get that at 27answers.com. It's going to take you right where you can grab the book. The workshop, for those of you who want to take your business to the next level on social media, you can we're going to do the first workshop, and you can register now with just a small deposit, how to get away with blogging. And this is a workshop for businesses, nonprofits, and the arts. And it's DryerBuzz.com/HTGAWB. And you can use the hashtag HTGAWB if you have questions or concerns and questions, and I'll answer those and get you registered. It's only going to be a small group, and it's actually 2 sessions. They're 3 hours in the morning. I'm doing the second section 3 hours in the afternoon. One of the things we always do at the beginning of the year is help everybody bring their business online. We'll give you the best answers. We give you answers to create buzz all year long. One of the things I do, being here in the on the radio show and with DryerBuzz.com and just known about Atlanta, is I make referrals all day. And what happens is, when you are not online, you give that business to your competition. If people can't find you, social media recommends, because they don't want to lose that. They don't want to lose that opportunity. They recommend your competition. So I want to make sure that you are there. I want you to also follow me. There's some great events coming up in January that I'll be hosting and co-hosting and sharing. Oh, also, if you go to DryerBuzz and you look over in the sidebar, we spoke with Anthony Graves on Friday. We actually had him on. We were filling in for Derek. And as you remember, Anthony Graves is number 138 of men and women who have been exonerated from death row. That means that these men and women were innocent of all charges, did not commit the charges, but they somehow found themselves guilty and on death row. Anthony worked on his case. He spent some 6,000 plus days, 18 years on death row, had 2 execution dates, had a last meal, and he was finally exonerated after having some people really work on his case and bringing eyes and ears back to his case. Was heard and freed. But he's only number 138, and we know that there are more. Well, he's coming to town on January the 9th. It's going to be at the Epic Center. And you know the Epic Center is over at right across the street from Word of Faith on Riverside. So you can go to anthonybelieves.com and get tickets. It's an amazing one-man show. It's amazing that we are in this era where we can't get an indictment for people who are actually guilty of crimes, but yet innocent people find themselves on death row. We ought to all have fear about that, because that just does not make sense. And he has taken his story around the country. If you, like me, you watch C-SPAN, you'll know that Senator Durbin was actually sharing Anthony's story as part of the trying to understand the protest efforts that are going on right now with these indictments, and to see Anthony's story make it on Congress. But it's not an everyday conversation in our community where we always talk about we got these unwritten codes that we need to live by. Well, this brother has been to the brink and back. So we want to welcome him to Atlanta when he comes. So definitely check out the show, anthonybelieves.eventbrite.com. There's a link at DryerBuzz. I'm trying to think of some of the other things. Don't forget, we're back into our calendar. The first Sunday, we will have what I said. We got to still work on the brand, but definitely talking about the wage gap. Next Sunday, we will be out because football is taking over the slot, and so we hot off into these playoffs. I know. Look, my team may not be in it, and some of y'all are. Let me just say this: some of y'all are real sore winners. Okay, just because your team is still playing, don't mean you got to come hard for those of us who our teams have been set down. But I'm excited about the Super Bowl. But football will be on next Sunday in our slots. We'll be back the next Sunday, and then Mark will be back with us, also taking us on through the Super Bowl. So the tailgate report will continue all the way up to the Super Bowl. All right, in between the show, before, during, and after the show, always you can find me at DryerBuzz. So go out there to DryerBuzz.com. Also go to WAOK fan page, a lot of the links and stuff that we share. And don't forget, it is time for the 23rd Annual Trumpet Awards. Now, this year's star-studded event is hosted by Layla Ali, four-time boxing world champion and celebrity fitness expert Dovette Quince. This year's honorees include baseball legend Lou Brock, Academy Award-winning actor Jamie Foxx. Okay, I got to go back to my email and get my press credentials. Academy Award-winning actor Jamie Foxx, designer Tommy Hilfiger, recording artist the Isley Brothers, Janelle Monáe, Morehouse School of Medicine president Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, and others. The Trumpet Awards show will be held at the Cobb Energy Center Performing Arts Center in Atlanta on Saturday, January the 24th, and the red carpet at 2 p.m. The award show taping is at 4 p.m. Go to WAOK.com to get more information, and I need to go and get my press credentials. Jamie Foxx is coming to the Isley Brothers. Okay, that's going to be a hot show. They usually tape early, and then I think it comes on television around Easter or so forth. Make sure that you keep your calendar open, and make sure you go out and see the Selma movie. When I tell y'all, I don't know if I talked about it, but that is probably going to be the best theatrical production film of this year. And the boss thing about it, this is why I say it, the boss thing about it, with Ava directing it and Oprah producing it, think about it. When we go to the polls in 2 years, Selma will be on every television in the United States. That's boss. It's at the movie now, but to release that movie now, when we getting ready to go into an election, that's saying something. Of course, for me, I think Oprah says she don't trust those Obamas, but anyway, I want to let you guys get out of here. Stay tuned for George Littell's Love and Relationship. You're listening to News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
News and Talk 1380 WAOK. WAOK Atlanta. WVEE HD3. News and Talk 1380 WAOK.